Legendary music producer Rishi Rich is known all over the world for his unique musical vibe and his fun fusion take on Desi urban music. Having been at the helm of the aptly titled musical group, the Rishi Rich Project, Rishi has cultivated chart-topping hitmakers in the form of musical sensations such as Jay Sean, Juggy D, Veronica, and his newest talent, Amrit Dasu, plus many more. Rishi Rich speaks to ANOKHI Pulse TV on the eve of ANOKHI's 12th anniversary celebrations, where he was honored in its first-time commemorative coffee table book, the ANOKHI List 2015, and given the Excellence in Music Production Award at the ANOKHI Awards. Rishi talks to APTV about his journey into music, the power of his fusion cross-cultural productions, cultivating musical talent, and what he hopes budding producers take from his own musical journey. You've really been a crusader when it's come to promoting our culture on a mass platform musically. Tell me about that experience for you all these years.
From a very young age, I've always wanted to, be a part of this music scene and be a music producer, because I learned Indian classical music from when I was really young. But more so, I've always wanted to kind of nurture new talent and mix different kinds of artists together and just make this fusion of music, which I didn't even understand what I was doing until it was done. That's been my mission, and it still is. I love it.
Yeah, and you've been the first to do. Yeah. First to really take it around the world. Mm-hmm. What's been the challenges when it's come to really promoting our culture? Because, when it comes to anything with our culture, whether it's theater, art, music, whether it's going against the norm, there's always a challenge and a barrier that we all face.
But I think you just said that, going against norm. I remember when, we first put this music together and Dance With You, a lot of the radio stations in London didn't want to play it. They didn't really understand it. It had Punjabi in it. They were like, can you take the Punjabi out? I was like, no, we're not going to take it out. And then from there, once you've got that, they see you've got that following behind you. We were the first ones to have record signings of 1,000, 2,000 people, and HMV at that time didn't know about it. So it took a year or so before that record actually saw the light of day.
You described to me like the perception from the audiences. And from your perspective, do you think that South Asian audience who is appreciating your music was divided? Because then you'll have those that are from India who really like traditionalist music, who are really kind of caught up in that Bollywood wave, and then you've got those of us living in the diaspora, whether it's UK, Australia, Fiji, Guyana, Trinidad, and they all appreciate music in different ways. Do you think the South Asians living in the diaspora were more supportive?
Take Humtum. There's no different to the vibe of it. It's a very London sounding track, but yet it was one of the biggest tracks in India and people loved it. And I don't think you have to cater differently for people in India or in Canada or America. I think if it's a good track and people like it, it will just make its own life.
That is just the way it goes. Can't live with or without. What do we do about?
I'm just trying to keep it real with you. Are you feeling me the way I'm feeling you? You go call your crew and I'ma call my crew. Cause Jay, Rishi Rich and Juggy D are coming through. Kudi soni te masatani tu kitte aandi rani ni gal sun ja. Tu dil kholeya te mera man moleya te ek gal ho reya ni gal sun ja. Main ta tere naal nachna, main ta tere naal nachna.
You had a global impact. How has that shaped you personally and professionally, like with your music, or just the way you think about it, or just the way you work?
It's funny because from my first demo from when I was 13 to probably a track I finished this week, there's no difference in really the sound. Wow. It might sound bigger because it's done with different equipment or better sounds and stuff like that, but the overall vibe of it is still the same. So I've just really been doing what I do. It's such maybe a cliche thing to say, but I love putting things together which shouldn't really work and trying to make them work, and that's what I do. And then off that, I've seen people, someone like Jay go and get a number one in America, and someone like Juggy go and live in India for 2 years and just do what he needs to do, and all these other artists. So it's a great feeling.
What really drives you to support these artists, aside from just your passion for music, curating this talent? What really drives you there?
Well, firstly, I can't sing. If I could, then I probably wouldn't work with any singers, because I'll just do it myself. But that's probably the reason. Like, I would love to be an artist. I think I've always wanted to, secretly would love to sing, but I just don't have that thing where I've never wanted to be in front of the camera. I don't want to be in the videos. I want to be the person making the music. music. So I've had to find these singers to say, you know, I've got this vision. Sometimes I have the song ready, you know, I have everything ready. I need someone to sing it.
You're gonna live through them.
Yeah, so I think so, yeah. And then what happens is once they kind of on their way, I'm like, okay, do your thing. If you ever need me, I'm here, but I'm gonna go and find someone else. And that's all I do. Yeah.
And the latest talent to join your roster is Amrit Dasu.
Yeah.
Tell me about that experience. What can we expect from him? What's his sound? What's his vibe?
Yeah, well, he's, you know, again, he's from New York, so he's got a very kind of, you know, that kind of South Asian New York kind of swag to him, but his family are from Hong Kong. So his sound is very, it's very young, cool America, but yet he loves Indian music.
Oh, how did we go on like that? Oh, how did we go on? Was cold like November. Oh, how did we go on like that? Oh, how did we go on like that? Oh, how did we go on? Was cold like November.
And my last question to you is, what do you want people to take from your journey, you know, in the music business, or the message you want people to take from your music?
Definitely should be, do not be scared about creativity.
Okay.
You know, and sometimes it might take longer than expected, and it might not get, you know, the reaction you want it to get, but if you believe in something, try different things, just don't be scared. Just enjoy music if you're a music producer, and just do what you need to do.